Yo, we go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We on our way, Sierra Leone, I'm on a flight. How about the plane? What is you saying? Israel unite. Think it's a game, now we ain't playing, we here to fight. Can't run away, cause we've been called, this is our plight. Got the kingdom in sight. Pack on my Bible to build up disciples, the acts of the apostle, we back. Choosing the ministry over necessity, we got our people on track. Passport, nah, I need a new one, ain't got no more room to stamp. Exalt our voice, preach the kingdom till our lung collapse. I got so much to do, I got so much to prove. Taking my body, putting it under subjection, till eat them under my boot. Lay the target, cast it down, yeah. Angels got them in scope, raising up the 12 across the globe. Now your freedom revolt. We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance.
Prophets, cover the smoke and you get a forest fire. Preachers, you don't believe them cause you know they liars. Process, you gotta trust it. Proverbs 3 and 5 them. Precepts, line upon line upon line upon line. And I give it the best of me every single time with the finesse. See that I'm blessed. I look at the heaters and see that they stress. Teaching you cap like Mitchell and Ness. You better adjust. Find a script like it got it addressed. This the house of the Israelites. God sign, not Gemini. Outcast, no equipment, big boy with the words. 3,000 proverbs, the South got something to say. See the truth, 4K. Soap and no, it's not Olay. Watch to make you clean. God talking sound serene. Purge the gold and crown the kings. Ain't no peace, you know what this means.
We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption.
I told TV, yeah, you see me crossing waters, landing repeat. We don't fear no plan to retreat. We cross land and sea to greet thee. We be in and out these cities, Jews on journeys, juking beatings, raised to the faith on time. We leasing landlord great, yeah, we ride on GP. We be in and out of traffic, then we gone. Government steady wondering what they did. Service, sealing service, what we own. Best believe the Father's head is here. Fear. Psalm 111 and 10. Gotta pray cause the day draw near. When he raised from the grave and them slaves don't slave, but until that day, small victories here. Like, yeah, we did that, but we not done, yeah, we won't get back. In that day we gon' pop some, now we don't run. I die deep, not the one, gotta grind cause the time gon' come. When you feel your lie and he crack that sky, a lot of people gon' die when he block that sun. Christ said these heathens is nothing. Wouldn't eat them on blast. I dare these demons to open fire hill.
Hold up, D.
Yeah, they all gon' see. Try to defy like pistons. I'm not missing. This my mission. Named the redemption, ain't playing no victory. Made me vicious.
We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people.
Mic check. Shalom. Wait a minute.
Holy moly.
Guacamole. All praises to the Most High. All praise to the Most High, y'all. Hey, y'all. I'm healthy, man. All praises.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises. Hallelujah. All praises, man. Hey, this is another edition to Sands of the Seers. I'm Officer Hareb.
Got Officer Lagaboa.
Officer Anderson. Also Eliakim. All praise to the Most High, y'all. All right, y'all. So, hey, man, we going to go in today, man. We going to go in. Hey, first of all, how was y'all week, bro?
Hey, my Sabbath was good, man.
Sabbath was
great.
good?
It was
great.
Good, man.
All praises, bro. What's up with you, officer? How was your Sabbath?
My Sabbath was great.
You had to kick a Negro out, did you?
I didn't have to kick nobody out this week.
All praises.
But I will. I will.
All praises, bro.
I will. Trust me.
It is what it is.
We had a crazy day at the barbershop, though.
We did have a crazy experience at the barbershop.
Who was teaching, bro?
I was.
You was teaching?
You know how you cut everything before they can even say nothing?
Right.
You make them agree.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? I made him agree. He was agreeing like, yeah, that's right. And then it was like, yeah, but yeah, it's about love.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
Love, love,
So he
love,
gave
love, love.
this great speech. Then the brother just came out. It's about love.
It's about
Exactly.
That's how Mattathias, that's how Mattathias felt. You know what I mean? Hey, we gonna go attack the enemy. Then here come the simple Negro.
Mm-hmm.
Let's eat some damn pork chops.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Hey man, if it was 3,000, 2,000 years ago, it'd have been off with a Negro head in the middle of the barbecue.
But it was all good because a young brother was there and he was like listening. You could tell his spirit was like the mind was turning like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He just said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how like somebody like, wait a minute.
Right.
That don't match what he just said.
Right.
You know, so, you know, all praise.
But speaking of what you're talking about on Mattathias, right? He said love is keeping the commandments, right?
Right.
So if you love God, you won't eat pork.
Right.
Simple as that. The brother said, I'm telling you, I'm a vegan. But if I was starving, I'll eat it from the rooter to the tutor.
Damn.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. He said, that's just surface, y'all. It's surface.
He's like, if you starving, you gonna eat that pig. I was like, I had to go.
And he
I
went to
had to go to
Mattathias.
Mattathias. I said, look, man, we got forefathers like Eleazar, who died not eating that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I know I wouldn't eat it because I study my forefathers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather choose death. You know what I'm saying, than to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen an example in the scriptures. That's why you got to read. Because he was saying, you know, that's why you got to stay with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You just got to stay in the gospel and teach Christ. And then, you know, you be like, hey, Christ is in the whole Bible, bro. Let me show you. Let me show you some Isaiah. Let me show you some Jeremiah where Christ is. Let me show you Proverbs 8 where Christ is.
And who they quoted. Where they quoted.
And where they quoting from.
Right.
Christ also said, whichever man wouldn't follow me, bring him here and cut his head off.
Exactly.
Right. Christ was rolling in the spirit of Mattathias.
Right.
Exactly.
Or Mattathias was rolling in the spirit of Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To each his own. So all praises to the Most High, man. Like you said, that's the importance of reading. I get that. Matter of fact, let's get that in Malachi.
Reading is fun.
Chapter 4 and what is it, verse 4 and 5? Let's get that, man. That's why it's important, man. It's very important as we come back to this understanding. We come back to the seers. We come back to the prophets because they inspire us. They inspire us so we can know how to move in these last days because I guarantee you Esau going to come with that same tactic. When we get to starving, you understand? They're going to put that pork in front of us.
Right.
You understand? They're going to put that catfish, and a lot of people going to fall.
Yep.
A lot of people going to see that golden catfish. You know, the golden catfish.
Well, maybe it ain't that bad.
You know what I'm saying? If you looking, man, they got the, what's the seasoning thing?
The Louisiana.
The Louisiana seasoning. And a little pepper sprinkled on it.
Golden brown bread.
It's golden. And you're going to have to resist.
Yeah.
You're going to have to resist.
You ain't ate for weeks.
Yeah, you ain't ate for weeks.
You're going to have to resist that.
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, they're going to have some Louisiana for it.
Right.
Yeah. The Louisiana
Hot sauce right here, boss.
The hot sauce is going to be sitting right there, bro. Give me that, man. Malachi, man.
Malachi, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
So this is what the Lord promises. He said, guess what, man? He going to send us Elijah, the prophet, before that coming and dreadful day of the Lord. Before he bring destruction to this earth, destruction to Babylon. He said, I promise you, I'm going to give you Elijah before that day. Read on.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
And he's going to turn our minds to the children. You understand? He's going to turn back. Our forefathers is going to come back to us. The remembrance is going to come back. And what else? Read on.
And the heart of the children
and the mind of the children, which is us. Go ahead.
To their fathers.
Back to our forefathers. So we can know, hey, man, how did Eleazar get down? You understand? When he was faced with adversity, when he was faced with the ability to destroy his nation. Because the way that they did it, officer, let's matter of fact, let's read it. Let's read it. We sayings of the seers.
That's right.
Bring it you understand? Let's just read it. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's read it. Get to the point.
2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and one of well-favored countenance.
You see this? So you got to set it up. It said he was one of the principal scribes. So this is the elite. You understand? He's an elder. Everybody looks to this man. He's one of the principal men, a man of renown, of old age. Watch this, read.
Was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh.
It said he was constrained to open his mouth and eat of that swine, that filth of that swine. Because, myself, for the Sabbath, I got a chance to go down, visit the Phoenix camp. All praises to the Most High. Great hospitality down there with them brothers, you understand? But also got a chance to spend some time with my step-pops, you understand, down there, and his wife, that lives in Phoenix. And brothers, trust me when I'm telling this. People are watching. You know what I'm saying? His wife was like, yeah, I watch her every Monday. I was like, damn, for real? Okay. Like, yeah, she's probably watching right now. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Mom? So I got a chance to talk to her, you know what I'm saying, and rap with her and my pops just about the truth, the understanding. You understand? Like, when we say we don't eat pork, people's minds go automatically to what? Muslim.
Yep.
Right. You Islam. But they never heard it out of the Bible that, guess what, we're not supposed to eat pork.
Right.
But our forefathers understood that it was detrimental to us. And he said he constrained ourselves. He constrained himself not to eat that pork. But go ahead, read on.
Was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh.
Go ahead.
But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth.
He said he didn't want to eat it. You understand? He constrained his mouth. And it's a reason why these Edomites, the Greeks, is who we're reading about, it's a reason why they chose the aged man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why they chose the principal man.
Right.
Because they knew all the young men was looking up to him. If he do it, then everybody's going to fall.
That's right.
You understand? And this is why we got to disconnect, even in all the ghettos across the country. All the old men have laid down as old lions.
Right.
Yep.
You understand? They've laid down as old lions, but the Lord said, hey, I'm going to send you Elijah, and I'm going to be the one that riles you up. You know what I'm saying? This is prophecy. This is prophecy that these urban, unapologetic, pathetic apologetics,
Right.
they can't explain. You understand? They can't explain, bro. So all praise to the Most High. Y'all got something? I'm talking to y'all on the show, bro.
Oh, well, you talking? You were looking at this. Oh, you was looking.
He was looking over there.
No.
Hey, my bad, bro.
I gotta pay attention, man.
Nah, definitely. It's one of those things to where you have to understand the mentality of your forefathers, and that's why one thing that the dude said at the barbershop was like, y'all study a lot of history. You have to study the history.
Right.
If you don't understand the history, somebody can just come and tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with our people. They've been force-fed these lies, and they don't have a truth to stand on because they don't know the history of what's going on. You don't know about the split between Rehoboam and Jeroboam that rippled through the whole entire time of this Bible. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you get to Galatians 3 and it talks about Jew nor Greek, you don't know that history in the Maccabees. So therefore, you just read it as it is and you don't have no understanding of it. Now, when the prophets come and give you the understanding, you can't accept it because you've been force-fed lies the whole time. You got to study the history. That's why, what is it, Job? Is it Job that say
8 and 8?
Yep.
Yeah, Job 8 and 8, when it says, let's just read it real quick.
The book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
It says inquire of the former age. You want to know what happened in history, read.
And prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
You got to have the search of your fathers. Man, so many times we disconnect. That's why, people be like, when you teaching on the street, they be like, you angry. You so angry. You damn right I'm angry. I'm thinking about my forefathers. I have not forgot about what happened to my forefathers. I didn't forget about what they did in slavery. I didn't forget about how they used to tar and feather the black man to make him look emasculated in front of his wife, in front of his women, in front of his children. I didn't forget about how they used to tie one leg to one horse and tie another leg to another horse and separate them. I ain't forget about none of those things because I searched my forefathers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't forget about how they, when you see the graphic scenes like in Birth of a Nation where they knocked his teeth out to force feed him because he was going to die. He rather starve to death than be a worker on a plantation, and they busted his teeth out. They whipped the backs of our brothers and our sisters, just like the movie Emancipated was about the brother who had that picture who had the marks on his back.
Yeah.
I ain't forget about that thing. It should make you should be angry. You should be mad as hell. But because you don't think about your forefathers, you don't inquire about your history, you don't care. And that's the problem.
But saying that's what these churches are perpetuating. That's why they don't, like you said, they don't teach history in the churches. All they teach is Paul letters. They don't never teach the history of where Paul got all his sayings from. Right. But they teach you, just love everybody. Just to come as you are, stay as you are, and, you know, God's going to forgive you. They don't teach you the history. So that's why now all our people dumbfounded when we tell them, bro, this is the Gentiles is not the Gentiles you're thinking of.
Right.
Hey, that's a great point. That's a great point, officer. Was you going to say something, Officer Abishai?
No, I ain't had nothing. Y'all hitting it on the.
We in the spirit, bro. We moving in the spirit. Okay, all praises, bro. All right, so we gonna get into it, y'all. A lot of what we gonna talk about is the blitz, the church blitzes. All right, the church blitzes. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and read that right quick.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1.
Okay, all praises to the Most High. And it's a shame, man, we got to read that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Every week that we are not a hate group and we ain't did nothing to nobody. But we still got to put it out there, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's what we being painted as. We've been painted as a hate group, and we hate women, you understand? And everything else, you know, the women say that she the gift.
Right.
There's a bunch of foolishness going on, even though, you know, they were gifted to us.
Right. Made of us.
Right.
For us.
But anyway, let's get into it. Give me the church requires W-2s right quick. Let's give me that right quick, man. There's a lot of foolishness going on in the Christian churches, man. In these Christian churches. And we had the pleasure of last summer blitzing these churches and really exposing the lies that was coming out of these Christian churches. Because they've been running rapid in our communities for years. You know what I'm saying? Years teaching lies and all type of stuff. So guess what, man? We got the call from the general. Hey, we got to go out here to these churches and we got to demand answers.
Right.
We need answers. You understand? Because what they doing in the church, hey man, it's getting crazy. Play this woman right here. Watch this thing, y'all. And this is what my after we play it, I'll make my statement after we play it. Play it. You ready?
Come on, bro. Come on now, dog.
That brother said, yeah. You see that?
Hey, listen. Subscribe to IUIC TV. Subscribe to IUIC Kansas City. We almost at 7,000.
Rolling with the camera.
We almost at 7,000 subscribers. Right there. We're trying to get there.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So I was having a conversation, again, like I said, with one of my relatives down in Phoenix. And my pops was like, man, yeah, bro, I ain't going to no damn church. He said, I stopped going to church when they hit me in the parking lot and asked me for my W-2s.
Oh, that's crazy, bro.
I said, what, Pops? I said, say it ain't so, Pops.
Yep.
He said, man, they stopped us. They seen us coming for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
He said, now it's time to pay.
Now it's time to pay. So my pops, his exact words was, we seen too many free shows.
Yep.
Wow.
I said, you all right. I like that answer. Oh, you're all right. You understand? But they asked him for his W-2. So I'm like, bro, hold on, Pop. I got it. You know, the scriptures say we got to prove all things.
Yep.
You know, we need a mouth for 2 or 3 witnesses.
Damn.
All right, you got me, officer? Let's play this right quick, man.
It was a duet with a young lady, cute dress, proud that she was walking down the aisle giving $100 to the church in the $100 aisle. I didn't know that churches were putting people in lanes based on their donations. Since posting that, there's been
hold on, wait a minute.
hundreds.
Yeah, boy.
You heard it right.
Wait a minute. You know, let's pump the brakes for a quick second on W-2s. They got lines in the church.
Yes.
This must be a new thing in the earth.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? They
That's
got
$100
the $50 line,
You got the
the
$100
$100
line,
line.
you got the $5 line,
Wow.
you got the $10 line.
Hey, look. I got to do a story time with Lager real quick because this kind of goes back to how I got into truth. All right, my mom asked me to go to church with her one time. You know what I'm saying? Take her to
this
church.
brother said a story time with Lager.
Story time
and
with
ain't
Lager.
nobody gonna say nothing. I'm the only one that feel like it's an issue with this. But go ahead, though.
Story time with Lager.
Just for the record.
Story time with Lager.
Where the
So I
violins?
take,
where the violins there,
you
bro?
know, so I took her to church. You know, they had some speaker lady up there. And the speaker lady was like, "Hey, I want to give out some blessings to some people, $200 blessing, $200 blessing." And I'm thinking like, damn, that's high. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, whatever. And so the dude goes up in line. Some dude goes up in line, and she's like talking to him. The Lord is going to bless you and da-da-da-da-da. And she was like, wait a minute, where's your check? Or he was like, oh, it's in the car. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, I just want to make sure I'm not giving out the wrong blessing. I was like, this ain't it.
Dang.
This is not it. When I got in the car, I was like, Mom, I can't do this.
Yep.
I can't do this.
That's
From then, that's when I sent up my prayers to the Most High. I was like, hey, just give me an opportunity to know the truth. Whatever the truth is, I know this ain't it. Find a way to put me in the truth. I think about 4 or 5 months later, I found that, I was an Israelite. You know what I'm saying?
Praises,
So,
bro.
you know what I'm saying?
Give him
Like,
claps, man. Give him claps, man. Oh, praises.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Great story.
I know what this is like or what that feel like when somebody is like head scratching like, wait a minute, $50 line, $200 line, $100 line, you know what I'm saying? Like,
$50
what's going
face.
on there?
But that ain't nothing new because what is it? TD Jakes or Creflo Dollar got like the is it the 700 Club or something like that?
Wow.
Well, they have the big wigs all up front. You got your celebrities, your football players. They pay a certain amount each month, and they get the front seats. So this ain't nothing new. It's all about money when it comes to these churches. So yeah, it's nothing new. It's nothing
I ain't heard about this line.
That line is crazy.
The money line now.
You know what I'm saying? I
That's new
said,
to the
I heard him ask for the $50 blessing,
know
the
about the money line?
$200 blessing, but I didn't know about the money
Man,
line.
I remember back in church, your grandma used to give you the dollar.
change.
Yeah.
She give you the $2. You put one in your pocket, and one in the offering.
Yep.
You didn't know the pastor said the laws is done away with. How the hell would you know?
Right.
You understand? That's the lies that's going on. But go ahead, play on though.
I must have been in a poor church. We didn't have a $50 line.
Of comments with, in my opinion, horrific practices that I'm going to cover today. Dr. P is sick at home, so I'm going to stay in my PJs and take care of him, and we're going to get into this today. First one I saw is, they said that some churches require you to give you their W-2s and tax returns before they can determine that you can be a member of the church. I'm going to need y'all to elaborate in my comments on this. What? That's problem for you, Bob.
So this is what's going on in the Christian church. I had to look it up.
Yep.
And make sure Pops when throwing me what they say in the world, man, when pulling my strings,
Right.
Pulling my coattail.
Yep.
I had to make sure he wasn't lying. You understand? And this is the first thing I ran across. I think somebody posted. I'm like, well, I'll be darned.
I'll be darned.
Man.
Be darned.
They are pulling damn W-2s and tax return documents in the churches.
Hey, some churches got ATMs in them.
ATMs in the churches. You understand? This is what, give me that in Galatians 1 right quick. Galatians 1 and verse, I think it's like 5 and 6. But this is what Paul was talking about when he was referencing, hey, you got people that are misusing the Bible. Misusing the Bible. You got that, bro?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Galatians chapter 1 and verse 6. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel.
So this was a marvel of Paul. This is Paul's letters with these apologetics don't understand. These Christians, pastors don't understand. He's saying, listen, I'm marveling at you Galatians that you went to another gospel, which is not another. But watch this, read.
Which is not another.
Which is not another gospel, because you literally, those that were trying to pull the Galatians back into animal sacrifice, literally were using the same Bible. So you got the pastor that's sitting up in front of the congregation, giving a whole spew about tithes and offering. And what is the magic verse that he's using? Come on, Pastor, tell me. Malachi 3:8. Is it 3:8 or 3:16?
It's 3 and 8.
It's 3 and 8. Damn, you've been out the church too long, Pastor.
All praises.
All praises. That brother pulled the wrong scripture. You know the pastors, they be quick with that. Give me that Malachi 3.
Yep.
3 and 8.
Yep.
Pull that right quick. And we're gonna come back to Galatians because I wanna put it all together. This is why we had to attack the churches. We had to blitz the churches for the lies that they've been spewing out for years, using the same gospel. Read what you got.
Malachi chapter 3 and verse 8. Will a man rob God?
Now you got to read it like a pastor.
You want me
You get pastor. Matter of fact, I think you should switch. You got to bring this thing out because that's not how they say it, bro. Go ahead.
Shut your black lips.
Come on, bro.
Will a man rob God?
Come on, bro.
God!
Come on, man.
You got to read it right.
Yeah,
Will a
bro,
man
now,
rob God?
You grew up in the church, bro. Don't try to front now.
You
man.
didn't have BT on.
Yeah, bro. This brother trying to repent. This ain't the time, bro.
You done heard of being a pop-off, bro. You done heard
Tell it how your papa used to say it, bro.
You gonna catch me slipping.
Go ahead, bro.
He too cool.
Read it again.
Too cool.
Yeah, man.
Will a man rob God?
Go ahead. Man, you can't even read it now. Go ahead.
Yet ye have robbed me.
Uh-huh.
But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee?
So this is what they'll pull out. They'll pull this verse out on a guilt trip. You understand? To the congregants.
Yep.
Will a man rob God? Yeah, you said where we robbed you, Pastor? You robbed me in tithes and offerings. And you want to know what's so hypocritical, right? The pastors tell you that the laws of God are done away with. All the laws are done away with. You don't have to keep the law of the Passover, brother. You don't have to keep the law of
Dietary law.
The dietary law, brother. You can eat what you want to eat. But when it comes to this money, when it comes to this tithes and offering, oh, nigga, you got to keep this law.
Yes, sir.
You bet
You
not.
got to keep this law. And matter of fact, I need your W-2s.
That's right.
So my secretary can check and make sure you giving the correct 10%.
Hey, somebody in the comments said some churches require your social security number.
Listen, whoever said that, do we got the Zoom link?
Yeah, it's posted.
Listen, we need interaction, man. We got the Zoom link set up. Listen, put it in the description. I want to know y'all Christian, y'all church experiences. We want to hear from we want to hear the horror stories. You understand? When you had to hand over your W-2s, like, what was that like?
Did you feel demoralized?
Yeah, what was it like? You understand when you had to hand over your Social Security? You know when it comes to Social Security card, a Negro is like, nigga, I ain't giving you my Social Security number now. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple things I'm not going to give you.
Oh, wait a minute, Pastor.
Wait a minute.
A lot of Negroes don't like buying off the internet.
Right.
I still got problems with that. It's at the store. I'm going to the store.
Right, man. Hey, brothers got iPhones. Yeah. They got the wallet. They still ain't got their card on the wallet.
Hell no.
Still.
Putting it on there.
You understand?
Hey, you see why? See Kanye.
but what we bringing out is, listen, this is the perverseness of the Christian church.
Right.
You understand? Because they'll tell you everything done away with except for the law of tithing.
Right.
You understand? But watch this.
He magnified that law.
Yeah, he magnified this law. But watch this. We're going to prove that Malachi wasn't talking about money at all.
Right.
We're going to stay right here.
Right.
Read what you got.
Wherein have we robbed thee?
Go ahead.
In tithes and in offerings.
Make sure y'all put the Zoom link in the comments, in the description. I want y'all to call in. Facebook too. All right, call in, Zoom in, and let us hear your stories now. Let's go. Go ahead.
Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation.
Go ahead.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
The storehouse, for brothers and sisters that don't know, that have never heard this, the storehouse is where we kept our goods. You stored it. Today we would call it a pantry.
Right.
Yep. A pantry.
A warehouse.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and then a lot of Negroes don't even have a pantry. I didn't have a pantry for a very, very long time. You understand? So I can relate. A lot of Negroes, I know you grew up with a pantry. I know he grew up with a pantry.
Hell no.
You understand? You say you didn't grow up with a pantry? You didn't grow up with a pantry?
I ain't have hot water.
I grew up with roaches.
No.
Yeah, bro, we was poor.
Well,
Sorry.
but the storehouse, that's what today you would call a pantry. You put your goods up. You understand? Some of us go to Sam. If you're not bird shopping anymore, you buy in bulk.
Right.
You put these things up and you pull them down as the expiration date gets a little closer.
Right.
So this is what the Lord is saying. He said what? Read it again.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
Bring all the tithes in the storehouse. The Lord didn't talk about no damn vote. He ain't talking about a vote. I said a vote. A vote. You understand? He ain't say that. He said, bring all your tithes into the storehouse. Read, come on.
That there may be meat in mine house.
That it may be what?
Meat in mine house.
That it might be meat. It might be food in my house. Read, come on. Read.
And prove me now herewith.
And prove me herewith. Read.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Go ahead.
If I will now open you the windows of heaven.
It said if I would read it one more time.
If I will not open you
I'm about to say, hold on, bro. I done heard this verse many a times. I know what that verse, I know it's a knot. You see the brother, you got to watch these brothers, man. He didn't want to say it like his uncle. Yeah, bro. God. You read it right, man. God. Come on.
If I will not open you the windows of heaven.
There you go. I will not open the windows of heaven. What are the windows of heaven? Why did he tell the Levites to prove me? Stop robbing the people of their goods, of their meat, and prove me that I will not open the windows of heaven. Precept must be upon precept. You got to give me Genesis 9, shooting from the hip. I think it's about 18 or something.
I got you.
Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 7 and verse 11.
Okay, go ahead.
In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up.
Were all the fountains, the windows of heaven. The Lord opened them up. Read, come on.
And the windows of heaven were opened.
And the windows of heaven were open. Go ahead.
And the rain.
And the what?
The rain.
Go ahead.
Was upon the earth.
And he said, and the rain, when he opened up the windows of heaven, the rain came upon the earth.
Right.
Now, when this rain came upon the earth, give me Hebrews, I think it's 6 and 7, I think it is. Let me look at it. Yeah, Hebrews 6 and 7. Watch this. When he opened up the windows of heaven, the rain came upon the earth, and then watch this. Read.
Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 7.
Write these precepts down. Go to your pastor and ask them for the correct understanding of Malachi 3 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Let's read.
Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 7. For the earth which drinketh in the rain.
So now we're talking about the earth that drinketh in the rain, that the windows of heaven were open and provided to the earth. Come on.
That cometh oft upon it.
Go ahead.
And bringeth forth herbs.
Bringeth forth what?
Herbs.
Go ahead.
Meat for them by whom it is dressed.
It said bringeth forth herbs that is meat for him who was it dressed. Who laid the crops. Who put the seeds in the ground. You understand? That's the correct understanding of Malachi 3 and 8.
Right.
So what are you talking about? Will a man rob God? And we talking about money.
Oh, finish that.
Oh, finish it, please.
Yeah.
By whom it is dressed, receiveth blessing from God.
Receiveth what?
Blessing.
Oh, you a bad man. Because I wasn't looking at it. He was going to skip by it, bro. Read it again.
Receiveth blessing from God.
And it said you receive a blessing from God. So back in Malachi when he said, prove me, stop robbing the people of the church and have faith in me that I won't open the windows of heaven and bring forth rain. That will water your crops and bring forth food resources to you. You understand? This is the correct understanding. Not asking you for the W-2s.
Right.
And we bringing this out for a reason because when you go back to Galatians 1 and 5, and y'all hop in anytime, y'all. When you go back to Galatians 1 and 5, I just want to drive the point home. Read it again.
Galatians chapter 1 and verse 6. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ.
Go ahead.
Unto another gospel.
Go ahead.
Which is not another.
He said we went to another gospel thinking now when we talk about the windows of heaven and robbing, it's talking about money. That's another gospel. Read on.
Which is not another.
Which is not another gospel because, listen, you can read literally. You can open your Bible. You can literally go to Deuteronomy, the 14th chapter, and read about the law of tithing.
Bring it out.
And what the law of tithing was, who was it for? You understand? But read on.
Which is not another. But there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of Christ.
And this is what these Christians have done. They have perverted the gospels of Christ. So now when we try to go to our family members, this is why we're bringing out this point. When we come into this truth now, and we go to our family and we say, hey, you an Israelite, come join the church. Well, how y'all fund the church? Well, auntie, we got to give alms. People have to give money to fund to make sure the lights is on.
Right.
Make sure this stuff is on.
Right.
You understand? That is a law.
Right.
No difference between a law of thou shalt not eat pork.
Right.
No difference between a law of keep the Passover, keep the Feast of Dedication. These are laws in the Bible. You understand? But people have perverted the gospel where that's their go-to thing. Yep. You understand? Right. Well, y'all collect money. Yeah, listen, give me Ecclesiastes 7 and
I got something too.
Okay,
like,
go ahead.
And speaking on that, it is a law to give alms, but it's of what you have, what you're able to give.
Yeah, bring it out.
It ain't 10%. You ain't getting your W-2s, making sure you giving 10% of your $20,000 that you make in a year.
Right.
Because you know we ain't making nothing already. But go to let me get that in Tobit. Tobit 4 and 7. It's of what you can give. Remember what it said in the Gospels. The lady gave two shekels?
2 mites.
2 mites. And that was more than what anybody else can give, okay? Because that's what she was able to give.
Right.
But read that, Tobit 4 and 7.
Tobit chapter 4 and verse 7. Give alms of thy substance.
It says, give alms of thy substance. Of thy substance. Read.
And when thou givest alms, let not thy eye be envious.
Right.
Neither turn thy face from any poor.
Right.
And the face of God shall not be turned away from thee.
Right. So when you give in your alms, it's of your substance. If you only able to give $1, then give your $1.
Give $1.
Give $1.
Don't have people in one line.
Right.
And then have the $5 line.
Exactly.
Go ahead, officer.
Don't be looking at somebody W-2s, making sure they giving exactly 10%.
Right.
When tithes was never money. When you can read in Deuteronomy 14.
Yeah, 14, right.
That it was never monetary.
Never money.
Never money. But that's why we got to start opening up our books and reading. We was just reading Malachi 3 and 8, and you got to read a couple verses down, and you can see that it's not monetary.
Right.
Read your Bible. Read your Bible.
And some of these churches, they be embarrassing the people in the church, and they be embarrassing them into giving money. Damn. Because I know a church that I used to go to in Memphis, they had a monthly report on who gave what. So when you was part of that church, they would send out the list, and they would show, hey, this person gave this. Now imagine, you know what I'm saying, Sister Johnson on there, it shows she gave $300 and you only gave $2. You know what I'm saying? That is to make you feel ashamed. And that's not what the church is for. The church is supposed to be helping you, you know, deal with your issues, helping you learn who you are, how to keep God's commandments. But yet you got a whole list saying, all right, this person gave 1,000 and this person only gave 200. And now people are being put out of their way because of the stuff. And it really messes me up, because even, you know, this past week I was dealing with some stuff with my mom, you know what I'm saying, and she's going through some issues, some financial issues, and I was like, hey, where's the church at? You know what I'm saying? I was asking her, I'm like, where's the church? Why ain't the church step in and try to help you? You've been a member of this church, you've been a secretary of this church going on 20 years, 25 years. You telling me that there's nobody in there who could write you a check, you know what I'm saying, for everything that you've done and help you out in this situation, that you got to come to me and ask me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
got him. Come on, man. That's his mama, man.
This is what the church is doing. No, this is what the this is what the church.
These brothers are running crazy. These brothers,
he got a new brother over there on the
wow, bro.
Tools, man.
This is wild, bro.
Damn, bro, you needed violins again, man.
Come on now, man.
That brother talking about it. He's pouring his heart out right now. Oh, man.
Yeah, stories with Lager part 2.
Part 2, man.
You know what I'm saying? But no, seriously. But it makes you, and I'm trying to talk to her and get her to understand, like, look, mom. This is what your pastors are doing to you. Right. You're not seeing it? They're not helping you. You know what I'm saying? So where's your help at? Oh, the Lord is going to make a way. All right. Gotta leave it alone.
Hey, that sound like
it is what it is.
That sound like 12 Years a Slave. What was that? 12 Years a Slave, where she's like, well, she picked 500 pounds of cotton a day. What did you pick? Mm-hmm. How he was going down the line of how much each other person's picked. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, bro, this also reminds me of that article Bishop brought out in class this past Sabbath. Right. Hey, can you pull that up real quick? I just posted it in the channel. Because this doctrine of paying tithes, bro, this is something that's been pushed by our slave owners back in the days. So pull this article up and jump down to page 2. It's right at the top of page 2. Right there. Read that.
Where's convert?
Yep.
Okay. Convert always the blacks by using the whip. Keep their women in 9 months of submission to work freely for us.
Here it come.
Force them to pay you in sign of recognition, goats, chicken, or eggs every time you visit their villages.
Damn. Read.
And make sure that niggers never become rich.
Make sure Negroes never become rich. Mm-hmm. Jump down. Keep reading.
Sing every, or is that sing?
Yeah, sing.
Sing every day. Hold on. Where's that?
Yeah.
Sing every day that is possible for the rich to enter heaven.
So they trying to tell you it's impossible for the rich and enter in heaven. So they want you to give all your money to make sure you never stable, that you always got to depend on them. But this is the part right here.
Make them pay tax each week at Sunday Mass.
Make them pay tax each week at Sunday Mass. But this is where tithing comes from. Right. This is why we were pushed on. It was pushed on us in slavery, and it's continuing to be pushed in the black church today. This is a letter King Leopold wrote to the the colony missionaries. Yeah, so bro, this is where your pastors is getting this doctrine from.
That's Willie Lynch.
Amazing.
Willie Lynch 2.0.
Hey, yeah. Keep reading. Use the money.
Use the money supposed for the poor to build flourishing business centers.
Hey, you know what that is? You know what that is? The building
fund.
Bro. That's the building fund, bro. How many? Man, somebody zoom in and tell me how long the building fund went.
The whole time.
Bro, we had a building fund for 30 years. Zoom in right quick, bro. Zoom in.
Hey, that's funny. That's funny because I was just telling the brothers when we was coming back from the barbershop blitz, there's a church right on the corner over here. Or not a church right on the corner. There's a sign that's been there for 30 years that's saying, like, new home of whatever Baptist church.
Mount Baptist Zion on the corner.
That's been there for 30 years.
Yeah,
you ain't seen a brick.
You ain't been over there like that for 30 years.
It's been there for 30 years, bro. I remember driving past it as a kid thinking like, dang, they going to build a new church over there.
That's going to be my new church.
Dang, they going to build a new church over there. Never seen it.
Hey, that's why your moms can get no money.
Because the
money in the building fund.
I'm telling you.
Y'all just keep
the sister that money's tied up.
So hey, this is what it is, man, and it's a lot of good stuff in that article.
Yeah, that's nice. That's dope.
To show you how these Europeans got down, man, how they instituted, and we're gonna dive into a little bit more of it as well. All right, let's pull up those apologetics right quick. Let's pull up these apologetics right quick because we ain't apologizing for these church blitzes because we got to expose them.
Right.
We have to expose the lies and hypocrisy that's going on in the Christian church. That is our job. Give me that in 2 Corinthians, you know what I want, 11. This is our job, to pull down every stronghold. We're going to pull it down. We forcing people to go to your pastor and just ask the question. You know, why is tithing? Go ahead, officer.
But you're seeing how doctrines are evolving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, dang, ever since I've been in this truth, the doctrine has been the same. Keep the commandments, you know, with faith in Christ. You know what I'm saying? The blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the Israelites. The kingdom is for them. Christ is coming back for them. It's never changed. It's never been like, okay, we believe in this now. We believe in this now.
Not that one.
But now you're seeing these other Christian churches. It's like, now we believe this. Now we believe that. Now we spiritual Israel. I never heard that growing up before. What is that? You know what I'm saying? Now it's what's the one they use to try to say they law keepers? You know what I'm saying? I'm a keeper of the law. You know what I'm saying? You never heard that in church. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are they morphing their different doctrines to, you know what I'm saying, to try to hold on to what they hold on to. And it's a shame that they not seeing what they doing.
Let's pull this up right quick. It's a good point, officer. Hey, let me get my timestamp.
Also, while we got a second, make sure you check out IUIC TV. There's a documentary on there called Spoken, Voice for the Voiceless, where the bishops and the deacons go in detail about Christianity, its roots, where it came from, different doctrines. It's a must see. Let's make sure that we're watching it. Let's make sure that we're sharing it. Share it with your family members that might be having some questions. Like, hey, this is a good documentary to watch. They probably sent you Unspoken, whatever that documentary was. Send them Spoken.
Dang.
Yeah, let's go to 2 minutes right quick. We're going to dive into it. I know y'all said y'all touched on it.
Yeah, this dude started off quick talking crazy.
Let's go to 240. 240 right quick. We're going to bring out some stuff right quick just to show you why we had to blitz these churches. All right, let's go there. Let's read that.
New reader.
Hey, we still want y'all to zoom in. Zoom in. Come on, y'all. Zoom in.
Don't be scared.
Put the link back in there again, officer, for him. Put the link back in there for him. All right, start at 240, and you're gonna have to turn. You have to turn this up.
Lavelle, can you stand up and ask your question? Because it's just that question. And that was the key. There you go. Yeah, you're right there. Just ask it for me, and I'll repeat it.
What do the Hebrew Israelites believe about the Jewish friends? Like, what do they consider them as? Do they consider them as Israelites?
No, so I want to re-ask the question so it gets on the board. What do the Hebrew Israelites believe about the actual Jews?
Yeah. So they would say, like, right now,
actual Jews.
The whole thing with Kanye is a hot thing too. They would say that the Jews or Ashkenazi Jews over in Israel, they're imposters, they're fake Jews, right? So they'll take that verse in Revelation where it talks about, for you are the synagogue of Satan, right? So that's what they believe about, Jews, the actual Jews. And please believe, I believe anybody can be a Jew. You have white Jews, black Jews, Asian Jews, you can be a Jew. Whether you were born in a Jewish family or you were proselytized, meaning that you just want to believe. So I want to be clear, this ain't no anti-black Jewish thing. No. This is a Bible thing. If you a black Jew, you're a black Jew. That's what's up. How you feel about Jesus?
You gonna stop at 4 minutes?
Well, that's why we got a problem.
So you heard the brother. Brother come out and say, now, hey, you could be a black Jew. You could be a white Jew. You could be an Asian Jew. How many Asian Jews you seen?
None.
How many Korean Jews have you saw?
Not a one.
You understand? So all this is coming out because why? The blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans are repenting. Because we are on the forefront letting everybody know the truth about this Bible. And now you send the puppets, these pathetic apologetics, to come out and distort what we building. Or at least they're attempting to distort what we building. You understand? Give me Acts 5 and 29 right quick. Matter of fact, give me Revelations 2 and 9. What he quoted. He said we like to use this, but notice he didn't give an explanation.
Right.
Notice he didn't give the sense. You apologetics, start giving the sense of the verses that you say that we misleading.
Bring it out.
You understand? Because, hey, matter of fact, hey, officer, I want you to look up a word, propaganda. All right, just have it on standby for me. All right, let's read that right quick.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
This is Christ. Christ is telling us, hey, you know what? Listen, man. The Israelites are going to be poor in the earth, bro, under Rome. He said, I know the blasphemy of those who say they are Jews but are not. This lets you know it's not talking about the Israelites, because the Pharisees, they were saying that they are Jews, but were they Jews?
Yes.
Let's hold this. Let's get John right quick. We're going to come right back. Because a Negro tried to say, well, hold on. That's talking about the scribes and the Pharisees. Give me John 8:33.
John chapter 8 and verse 33. They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free?
So here the Pharisees are subscribing themselves as the Jews. We be Abraham's seed, and we ain't never been under bondage. Now watch this. Jump down to verse 37. What did Christ say?
Verse 37. I know that ye are Abraham's seed.
Did Christ object
right
to what he said? Nope. Said, I know you Abraham's seed. I know you the Jews. You understand? Read on.
But ye seek to kill me, because my word hath no place in you.
But the Pharisees wanted to kill him. So when you go back to Revelations 2 and 9, that eliminates the fact that this is talking about our own people.
Bring it out.
Amongst countless of other scriptures. You understand? Because you had Edomites that were calling themselves Jews. Matter of fact, let's get that in Acts.
Yeah, let's get it. 24:24.
Yeah, you all right, officer. I'm shooting from the hip now. Go ahead. Bring it out. Bring it out, officer.
Acts chapter 24 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
And after certain days, when Felix came with his wife Drusilla,
2 Edomites in the Roman captivity, read.
Which was a Jewess.
Which was what?
A Jewess.
Right, so they were calling themselves Jewish back then.
They was calling themselves Jews.
So this is the history of why he's saying that in Revelations 2 and 9.
Right.
Read.
Yep.
He sent for Paul and heard him concerning the faith in Christ.
So while we on this, another precept to prove it, let's go ahead and just kill it all the way. Acts 13 and 1.
Yep. Acts 13 and 1. Yep.
How did they learn and how did they start becoming converts into the Jew religion, the Jew faith? Read.
Bring it out.
Acts chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was in Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Nigger.
Which was called black because they were black. Read.
And Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch.
With who?
Herod the Tetrarch.
Edomite was coming and learning under our people, learning our ways. Read.
And Saul. As they ministered to the Lord and fasted, the Holy Ghost said, separate me Barnabas and Saul.
So that lets you know the Edomites were amongst us learning our ways,
right?
Which is how they became converts.
Right. And the Negro don't understand that history. They don't understand the history of John Hyrcanus making them, converting them, forcing them to understand Judaism. They don't understand that. You know, but this is why we coming back. This is why the Lord said, nah, I know I'm going to take this understanding away from you, but before I bring forth this decree, I'm going to return you to your father. So you can understand when you get to Paul's letters, what does it mean when he say a Jew and a Greek? What does Christ mean in Revelations 2 and 9 when he say, hey, I know these niggas is running around calling themselves Jews, but they not.
Right.
They are the synagogue of Satan.
Right.
You understand? Read. Come on. Go back to Revelations 2 and 9.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
I know thy works in tribulation and poverty.
Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
Why are you rich? Because all the promises belong to us.
That's right.
That's why we rich. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
It's a blasphemous thing, man. When you got a damn Edomite running around, and all these words that I'm using is in the Bible.
Right.
That's why I use them. But you got these Edomites running around saying, hey, I'm a Jew. Jew, Judah means praise of the Lord. That's literally, it means praise of the Lord.
That's an honorable title.
Yes, officer.
Yes.
You mean to tell me that I'm gonna give my word, I'm gonna start using Edomite, this European that has everywhere he touched has colonized and destroyed. You telling me right now in my face that this man is the praise of the Lord.
Right.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
That don't keep one commandment.
That don't keep not a one commandment.
Nothing kosher about them.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
I want to show the depths of this Edomite. We pulled it with the letter.
Yeah.
All right, watch this. Pull up that book right quick. Pull up that book I put in the sands of the SEERS right quick. Watch this. In his image. Show y'all. Did I put it in there, officer?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
So yeah, they go to cover.
Okay, that's the side of it. That's the cover.
It says, you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
H. Shelton Smith, in his image, but
okay,
racism in southern
Yeah.
In his image, but racism in southern religion, 1780 through 1910.
Watch this. I want you blacks, you Hispanics, to understand the depths of the synagogue. Why he called you the synagogue of Satan. Why he called you the synagogue of Satan.
Hey, that lets you know a black man did not write this book from them dates.
He did not write this book.
That's right.
All right, let's go into it, officer.
Can I read off the actual book? You got the book right there?
It's right here.
All right. Yeah, let me read that. Your picture is a little bit clearer than theirs.
Damn.
Give me the first page, page 8.
Page 8, yeah. It says colonial Anglicanism. Is that a word? Anglicanism, I think that's it. Like New England Puritanism and Roman Catholicism held that human bondage was compatible with Christianity.
So
damn.
Thank you, officer.
Early.
Thank you, officer. You paying at this side of the room. We're paying attention. We're paying attention over here, bro. Here we go. So read that one more time, officer.
It says,
can you zoom in a little bit on that?
It says colonial.
We reading the first the underlying paragraph. Yeah, right there.
Says colonial Anglicanism, like New England Puritanism and Roman Catholicism,
which is one and the same. Right. Europeans, go ahead.
Held that human bondage was compatible with Christianity.
They determined that these things is compatible.
Right. That it's okay.
They go together. They hand in hand. Right. Yep. This is the European. This is why the Lord referred to them as the synagogue of Satan. Right. Now let's read on. Come on, we're gonna have to get through this.
It said this is clearly verified by the teaching and policy of the Society for the Propagation of the Gospel in Foreign Parts.
Propagation going into the spreading of the gospel, the spreading of their gospel, what they use. Now watch this. Go ahead.
And also by the sentiments expressed by its missionaries, found by Commissary Thomas Bray of Maryland. The society was chartered in London in 1701. Within a few years, it placed missionaries in all the American colonies, giving preference to colonies in which the Church of England was most in need of assistance.
Now, listen. What did it say at first? It said, listen, slavery and Christianity are compatible.
Right.
They go together. And then they sent their missionaries all over the Americas to teach that slavery and Christianity are compatible with one another. You understand? Yep. Let's go to the next page, chapter 9.
Start top of verse 9.
Yeah, good. So verse 9, page 9.
It's all good.
Page 9. I understand. I understand. Go ahead.
Start at page 9. Faced with discouraging situation, Lejeune,
because a lot of slave masters was fighting this thing. What you mean we equal? When you bringing this Christianity over and it's gonna say it. What do you mean you want to teach my blacks first how to read? You want to teach my blacks that they got a God, that me and they God is the same. Right. They oppose this heavily. Now go ahead.
Lejeune and other missionaries.
I like how you said that name, bro. Read that one more time.
Lejeune and other missionaries urged the SPG to send them suitable tracts or sermons with which to soften the resistance of slave owners. Their plea was not in vain, for frequently some distinguished clergymen would preach an anniversary sermon before the Venerable Society, which was later printed for general circulation.
So they had to send a letter back and say, listen, we need a generic sermon.
Right.
So you know how
make it plain.
You know how Pastor, I got the Peter sermon, the Malachi sermon, the Paul, which I call it. The Pauline letter sermon. Look, you still remember. It's coming back to it. Got him. You know what I'm saying? But this is back in the 1700s is documented. This is what they was doing. Give us an anniversarial sermon. But go ahead. Come on.
So back then, the same sermon that everybody was teaching was servants obey your masters.
Oh, it's going to get into it. You hold what you got. You hold it because it's going to say it. Go ahead.
A notable discourse of this type was delivered in 1711 by William Fleetwood, Bishop of Asaph. In his earnest plea for Negro evangelization, the bishop told masters that Christianity posed no threat to slavery.
Go ahead.
Taking issue with traditional notion that a baptized slave was entitled to freedom.
Now you got to think about this thing. Think about this thing. Think about how far we've fallen in the black Christian, the typical black Christian mindset. During this time period, if you got baptized, it was a symbolic of freedom. It was symbolic of freedom. So when they coming over trying to evangelize the Negro and tell him he got to get baptized,
wait a minute.
They was resisting this thing like, hold on, these niggas ain't free.
Right.
They in his image, but
Right.
you understand? So this was the mindset. So now you bring this thing 300-400 years later, a Negro would tell you, I'm baptized in the name of Jesus.
But you got to also understand that the mindset was their fear was that, hey, if they get baptized, they'll start remembering who they are. You know what I'm saying? And with that mindset comes a freedom mindset. Hey, I shouldn't be under slavery because I'm now going back to being under God. I'm now going back to following God.
Right.
So that fear was like, okay, if they get baptized, they're going to start believing in God again. They're going to start knowing who they are again, and then they'll recognize that they're not supposed to be slaves.
Right. They had it, like the scriptures say, they had a perpetual hatred.
Right.
Perpetual hatred against us. You understand? This is what black Christians, that y'all that's filling these churches still, because y'all, the church is not filled anymore, so I can't even make that statement. I'm going to say the residue of y'all that's still in these churches, that's still holding on to that bloody Christianity, this is what the early Europeans who founded Baptists, who founded Methodists, who founded, give me some more, Pentecostal, who founded these churches. This was their mindset. You understand that? Guess what? We don't want you Negroes to even think that you free.
Right.
Period. You understand? But read on. Let's
say, fast forward to today. That's why Negroes say, I'm free from the curse of the law.
Yes.
The ones that get baptized.
Yes. It's the same.
Same doctrine.
As if.
Let's jump down. Let's go to the next page. Just for time's sake.
11.
Yeah. The bottom of 11 where it says far more serious.
Okay. This is
just for time's sake.
Page 11. Far more serious than being segregated in worship, however, was the fact that black Christians were constantly told that their bondage to the white man had been decreed by God.
This is where your verse, where you was going to pull up. Colossians. Matter of fact,
Colossians
3:22. This is what was driven down our throats. Go ahead. Pull it. Bring it out, officer.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 22. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh.
Right, so this is one thing, when you see them slave movies, they make sure they don't forget to put this verse in there.
Right.
This is one, like you said, this is one thing they use to control us and try to convince our people. Because, like, when you read in Romans 10, which says we had a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. Even in slavery, we had a zeal of God, and us not knowing who we were, and them destroying us and teaching us not to read. This is one thing that we thought was right because they was reading it out of the Bible. Read.
Not with eye service, as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God.
So when they say not with eye service, why they taught our people not to look white people in the eye.
Right.
This is all the scriptures they use to destroy us, but they're going to jump down to verse 4 and read chapter 4, read verse 1.
No. We're going to stay right here.
Right.
This is their mindset.
Close the Bible.
And we reading their history. You understand what, like Elder, I thought he said, this is white eyes.
Yeah.
This is for their children to know. So when we grow up, we'll understand who you dealing with. You dealing with black dogs, like the book calls us. But go ahead, keep reading on that, officer.
It says the fact was made clear. For example, in 2 sermons which the Reverend Thomas Bacon of Maryland preached to a congregation of
go to page 12.
Episcopal slaves, Almighty God, he declared, has been pleased to make you slaves here and to give you nothing but labor and poverty in this world.
But they was teaching. This is a sermon that he sent back. to ease the slave master's mind. So, y'all remember when Nat Turner? Remember when Nat Turner used to go from plantation to plantation? And he had to preach that sermon about poverty. We're reading about it. We're reading about the institutions of the anniversary sermons. But Negroes, this is why one of the curses is in Deuteronomy 28 for you apologetics, that you're going to be a byword and a proverb. Meaning what? A proverb meaning if you want to hide anything from a Negro, put it in a book.
Put it in a book.
Because he's not going to read it, and if he read it, he's not going to comprehend what's coming out. But see, the Lord has worked a marvelous work in his life.
Marvelous work.
He's gave us the understanding how to read and the understanding of comprehension.
Except the phenomenon.
You understand?
Happens.
And this great phenomenon has happened.
Right.
Bring it out.
You understand? But go ahead, officer.
Far from giving them any hope of earthly freedom, he said, if you desire freedom, serve the Lord here, and you shall be his freemen in heaven hereafter. After telling his dear black brethren and sisters that their owners were God's overseers, he warned them that whatever wrongs they committed against their masters and mistresses were done against God himself, and that unless they repented and served their overseers faithfully, God will punish them severely in the world to come.
So this is what was taught, bro. This is the mindset of these Europeans. This is why the Lord called them the synagogue of Satan. Because they didn't want, they had a, give me that in Ezekiel 35.
That's crazy because that mindset is ingrained and seared in their head even to this day.
Yes.
Because when you show them, just like we was talking when we started the show, when you show them facts, hey, no, Gentile don't mean this. It means this. It means that. Their brain can't compute it.
Right.
Because they're so afraid, like, no, if I don't believe what I've been taught my whole life, I'm gonna go to hell. I'm gonna go to hell. I'm gonna go to hell if I don't believe exactly what Mama told me and what Pastor told me.
Right.
I'm gonna go to hell. Right. That's ingrained in their mindset. So whenever you try to bring anything new, it's like, no, I can't accept that. I can't accept that. I'll go to hell. This tactic has just been spawned over thousands of years or hundreds of years to where our people still believe it.
So they had the same anniversary sermons today. Same sermons year by year by year, and it's ingrained in their head. Okay.
Hey, and this is that's the exact reason why when we try to tell our people that God only loves us, the first person they try to save is Esau.
What about the white man?
What about the white man?
This is the exact
because they
reason
feel why. That's a heavy point,
bro.
That's
this
a
side
heavy
of the room
point.
We on fire, bro. Go ahead.
Shout out that side of the room. You know what I'm saying? That's a heavy point because exactly. What about the white man? What about the Caucasoid? What about the Caucasian? What about them? That's the first thing you say because it's ingrained in the back of your mind, whether it's subconscious or consciously. And most of the time it's subconscious. A lot of our people don't even know why they thinking that.
Right.
Why am I thinking about the white man? Because you scared if you go against him, you're gonna go to hell. Because of that picture of Cesare Borgia flashing in your mind at that moment. Well, wait a minute, you saying white people can't get in, but Christ is white. That's the thought process that you have.
Hey, officer, can I make it real?
Make it real.
Can I make it real?
Make it real.
When you examine the Willie Lynch letter, all right? When you examine the Willie Lynch letter, I'm mad I don't have it, all right? But when you go inside of it, one of the tactics was they would take the woman, right? And they would beat the last bit of B-I-T-C-H out of her, right?
Yep.
So when they was doing this, what it forced her to do was go into a frozen state. This is exact words. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go into a frozen state to where she would start. She would take the daughter. She have a daughter and a son. With the daughter, she would teach the daughter how to be strong, how to endure hardness, how to endure being raped, how to endure the sufferings that was going to come upon her. But with the son, she will instill fear.
Yep.
She will instill, hey, put your head down when he comes. You know what I'm saying? Be weak. Don't appear to be strong because you will be sold to a different plantation.
Right.
So you got to think about generation after generation after generation. This has been instilled in us. Now, us men, we look up and now our women are out of control.
Right.
Because of what these Europeans instituted hundreds of years ago. You understand? And we finally breaking out of it like the leadership been bringing out, and we getting our balls back.
That's right.
We asking for our balls, and we not giving them back. You understand? A lot of brothers is still playing with them. Hey, let me have. I don't know if I want them. You can have them this day.
You keep them till Sabbath.
You keep them till the Sabbath. On the Sabbath, make sure I get them before we walk into the school.
Oh,
you know how brothers are. And then the sister forget that she gave the balls back to him when she in the school.
Dang.
She forget. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story.
Then she snatch them back in front of everybody.
God dang. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. It's another story. But we got to make it real.
Yeah.
This is what was perpetuated on us. Give me that in Ezekiel right quick, and then we're gonna move. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
This is Mount Seir. This is Esau. We got many classes on who Mount Seir is. You could break it down. It's talking about Esau. It's talking about Europeans, the white man. That's who it's making reference to. They had a perpetual hatred against the children of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Perpetual. And you could go through the books, which we just read right here. Right. You understand? And we about to bring out other books of that hatred. And Christianity was one of the institutions that they have spread, which is one of the bloodiest religions that you could be a part of, man. The bloodiest religions that you could be a part of. It's a damn shame in 2023. That's what year we in right now, right? 2023. It's a damn shame if you still going to a Christian church on a Sunday.
Right.
It's a shame. We down there in Phoenix, man. We get there early in the Sabbath, bro. This is why we got to thank the Lord for our building. Even though we got a little tiny building, it's all right. We coming up. But we ain't got no damn drums next door to us.
Damn.
Early in the morning.
Yep.
Holy, holy. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yep.
Praising the Lord. And like, bruh.
Hey.
I'm talking about loud. Like, they getting bold with the officer like, man, they ain't never did this ever before. It's always never. You know what I'm saying? You know the embarrassing look on her brothers. We like, what the hell is going on?
They never came out.
They said, man, they ain't never did this on a Saturday morning,
It's
bro.
a few schools like that.
A few of them.
Kentucky, remember we went to Kentucky?
Yeah,
Same thing.
They was getting down. I'm talking about playing the drums. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you had to fight to stay in the spirit. You sitting there like, oh, no, shake it off. Shake it off. You understand? So this is why we got to be thankful. The Lord said we got to learn how to be content. Right. You understand? And abound at the same time. So we thankful for our little school right now. But all praise to the Most High. We are wishing for another one. Right. But anyway, what will you have?
Can I get one more real quick before you move on?
Go ahead.
Get Daniel 7:25.
That boy love getting on them passes. Yeah,
because if I don't let you get up, huh?
I said that boy love getting on them passes, boy.
We don't get up. We stand on their heads, man, because they thought we forgot. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
So all these articles we bringing out is how he spake great words against the Most High.
Yep.
Saying that Christianity and slavery go hand in hand. That's great words against the Most High because you are, like to say in the next part, wearing out the saints. This is how he's wearing us out in slavery by whipping our backs, by saying if we got to be poor in order to get into heaven and still be servants to them in heaven.
Right.
Read.
And think to change times and laws.
And what did he try to change? The fact that we are the Israelites according to the Bible. That's right. And that he is the rightful person of God. But that's not according to the scriptures.
Right.
That we are supposed to be servants to him. But he ain't going to acknowledge the fact that it said that he that stealeth the man.
Right.
And if he be caught in his hand, you should be what? You should be punished for that thing. Be put to death.
Put to death.
He ain't going to read that law, so that's how he's changing the laws. Read.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time.
So because of our sins, we were given into the hands of this white man.
Right.
So we have to repent and come back to who we are.
That's right.
That's a great point. Great script, officer. Hey, go back to the apologetic, man. So we just wanted to prove, when you go back to Revelations 2 and 9, can you read that one more time? We wanted to prove why Christ said he the synagogue of Satan. His mindset. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
I know thy works, and tribulation and poverty.
Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
He said, but listen, everything that we're going through, the poverty that they said we have to maintain to get to heaven. He said, listen, Christ said, I know what you're going through, but guess what? You're rich because the promises belong to you. This Bible belongs to you, Rick.
Right. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
And he calls them the synagogue of Satan. That's what he calls them. That's what he describes them as. You understand? And it's blasphemy to say that, guess what? You are the damn Jews. You're not the Jews. You looking at the Jews in the flesh.
Right. That's right.
You understand? And it ain't a damn thing you can do about it. You understand what I'm saying? All right, let's go back to the video.
I just realized this is that dude that showed up in front of the Detroit school.
Oh, we about to bring it out.
I just realized
we're going to bring it out.
We're going to bring it out. I perceive that you're a prophet, brother.
Don't you worry.
I perceive that you're a prophet. Go ahead. Hey, matter of fact, let's see. Let me get my next timestamp.
Hey, listen. When I seen it, because I seen it like you seen it a lot, Kim. In my head, that sound effect went off. It's a setup, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hurry up, I already got this loaded. I was thinking like, man, the brother's a genius. You know what I'm saying? The brother just put this together. He's a genius. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, oh, I see where he going with this.
Right.
You know?
Man, bro. The spirit came down upon me like a dove, man. Damn. All right, where we at? Oh, yeah, go to 4 minutes. Go to 4 minutes and play from there. We're going to stop at 5:26, all right? Yes, sir.
So, you noted several different sects of Hebrew Israelites. Which sect do you see as the greatest problem? Because they were all saying some real crazy stuff. Yeah. So which one do you think is the greatest problem or causing the most in the church?
I would say IUIC has the most growth because IUIC, their propaganda game is on a whole nother level. Their propaganda game is on the same level as some churches. Like their content.
Okay, now stop. Now stop.
Wow.
Now you saying half truths now. This is why I told you to get that propaganda. I need that definition.
Propaganda. Information, especially of bias or misleading nature.
Wait a minute now. To the apologetics, we need to know what information, what biased information or what misleading information are we spreading through the four corners of the earth.
We'll wait.
We'll wait because the SPG, that's the real propaganda.
Right.
They the ones that perpetuated. Nah, they use the word
propagated
their gospel through the four corners of the earth.
Right.
That you Negroes, that you black man can never be dipped in water with them. Right. That's what they said. I didn't say it. The white man said it. You understand? And now we want to know what information of bias or misleading nature are we spreading? Because you can't find it. We bringing you the true understanding of the Bible.
Right.
You understand? So you can't be, because when he try to start off, these sweet words, IUIC, blah, blah, they got the most. Man, stop all that.
Right.
We ain't trying to hear it.
Right.
We know what time it is. We know not to never trust a chocolate Edomite.
Right.
So he know that he lying because he said that the propaganda is on the level of the churches.
Right.
So you saying that the churches is lying?
Churches damn liars.
You trying to call us liars, but you calling all the churches liars.
They lying just like the churches lying.
They lying as good as the church. What's going on here?
Right. Why the hell y'all still ain't growing?
Exactly.
Damn.
Hello.
Damn.
Why y'all got to sell weed to get brothers?
Selling weed to get brothers. Asking for W-2. We ain't asked nobody for no damn W-2. You understand? I wish somebody would ask me for my W. Let me see your W-2. Go ahead, go back.
Information, especially of a bias or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view.
Okay, so let's go back to the video.
But let me show you in the scriptures what we're doing, because we're doing everything according to the scriptures. Where's that in Ezekiel 11? Ezekiel about the two sticks.
37.
37. Ezekiel 37. Let's read this. Why are we doing what we doing? Why are we bringing stuff out in the forefront, showing this thing? Read this.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it.
So we got to understand there was no internet in this time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because best believe if there was the internet at this time, the prophets would have been doing the same thing we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. They would have been pushing the truth by all avenues, by any way they possibly could. Because the scriptures also say go to the chief places of concourse. One of the chief places of concourses right now is on the internet. Mm-hmm. That's where a lot of people congregate. That's where a lot of people go. So we have to reach our people somehow. But read it one more time.
Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions.
Read.
Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
So these were physical sticks that they were writing on, showing who the Israelites were, bringing them back to the understanding of who they were. That's all we doing when we post stuff on the internet. Hey, you are an Israelite. This is how you know you are Israelite. This is what the scriptures say. Mm-hmm. We posting the laws of God.
That's not misleading.
That's not misleading at all. How is it propaganda when you have a message that says, thou shalt not fornicate?
Right.
Because that's what our message says. Mm-hmm. When we promote a husband and wife, Hebrews 13 and 4, honorable marriages. Mm-hmm. Don't we need that in our community? How is that propaganda?
Right.
How is that promoting a false doctrine? What are you talking about? We telling you to keep God's laws. Mm-hmm. We telling you how to make things better in the community. Okay, so I'm just showing you that it's in the scriptures what we doing.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, play on.
You know, so IUIC has become almost like the Nation of Islam. I think what last year they had, if I'm not mistaken, 890 men doing their march.
Hey, stop. I didn't even catch that the first time I watched this. He said 890 men. Did they stop the video and count or something?
Yeah, he had to.
He was like, hold on, wait a minute. That's 890. That's not, you normally round up. Like, hey, 900, 500, 700. The man said 890.
Yep.
Hey, look how the dude looking at him.
You sure it was 890? 800.
He said how many?
Yeah, bro. Go ahead. Hey, run it. Make sure you're running it back 10 seconds before you are done.
IUIC has become almost like the Nation of Islam. I think what last year they had, if I'm not mistaken, 890 men doing their march. How much did they have this year? 2,000.
Damn.
That wasn't even everybody. Some people believe that they have about 9,000 members right now. And so, like I said, guys, this is just on the up and up. But
I'm scared.
IUIC is very professional, but the most vile and wicked is Sakari. Sakari send you an email, ignore it. For real. Ignore it.
Stop at 526.
They say they call me Scrappy Doo and Elder Mike Snoopy.
Just stop. Now, he made reference to Elder Mike. That's the Elder Mike. That's who he's making reference to sitting in front of him, right? Remember that name, Elder Mike. But anyway, like the brother was just pointing out, he said some people say we got X amount of members. Some people say, listen, that means that y'all sitting back and y'all talking.
Right.
Yep. Why are we losing members? Yep. Why are these people gravitating to IUIC and different churches?
Yep.
Because why? We preaching the laws of God.
That's right.
The laws of God. That's the secret sauce. We've been telling you the secret sauce for years.
Right.
You understand? Give me Psalms 111 and 10, man.
Bring it out.
That's the secret sauce. We ain't propaganding, we got bud for sale.
Right.
You understand? We ain't saying that.
We ain't up there with Versace suits on.
Versace
trying to
suits.
Sell a dream.
Yep.
On a prosperity doctrine.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't got nobody running up in here robbing me in front of y'all. You understand?
And we for damn sure ain't counting members.
Yeah, we ain't counting members.
Pathetics. Straight up.
Ain't doing no tax fraud.
But go ahead, read.
Psalm chapter 111 and verse. Psalm chapter 111 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That's what we instilling. That's what leadership is instilling. This is what Christ told us. Fear the Lord. Fear my Father. Don't fear him that can take your life. Nah, fear him that can take your life and your spirit. That's the beginning of wisdom. Go ahead.
A good understanding.
And a good understanding of why this growth is, why we got 2 sticks like my officer just brought out in these last days what Ezekiel saw, why we standing up with the camp signs is telling you, hey, this is Judah in the last days. This is Reuben in the last days. That's Ephraim in the last days. And these are the things that was going to befall you. You understand? The Lord put a spirit on Jacob to let him know because he already understood. I'm going to take this understanding from you.
Right.
But I'm going to give you something so you can attach yourself to, so you'll know. Guess what? You Negroes y'all going to lay down, but guess what? I'm going to be the one that rouse y'all up. And y'all hands going to stay on their neck until I come back. Go ahead. Read on.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
A good understanding have all they that keep the commandments. All the commandments. That's how you have a good understanding. That's how you grow. You should know them by their fruits. So give me Romans 16 right quick. And then go for a second time, go to 8:47. Give me Romans 16 and 17. Because you could, by his speech, you might think, well, he ain't dissing us. Yes, he is, bro. He coming at us just like he going at the rest of everybody. We got to read before. Hey, we not a hate group. We not affiliated with any other group. Anytime they see the Israelites out, no matter what group they are, we all get attached to what? Black Hebrew Israelites.
Yep. That's right.
You understand? So when you say, hey, Sakari is the most vile, what did they do?
Right.
You can't just make a statement like that. You got to bring it forth.
Because they called him Scooby-Doo.
Well, yeah, you are a damn Scooby-Doo. You understand? What was Scooby-Doo's?
Shaggy.
Who, where are you? Was that
Yeah.
I ain't watched that in a long time, bro. But go ahead, though, man. Read what you got.
Romans chapter 16 and verse 17.
Go ahead.
Now I beseech you, brethren.
This is what Paul said. Watch this. Read.
Mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned.
This is what we doing. We marking all your apologetics, man, because you've caused divisions to this doctrine. We didn't learn this. We learned this doctrine under the slave masters. Now the Lord said, I'm going to send you a comforter and bring this stuff back to your remembrance. You still stuck in the same doctrine.
Right.
You understand? So the Lord said in these last days, bro, you got to mark them, which cause divisions. Because this is all he doing, is trying to cause more division. Read on.
Mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
And do what?
Avoid them.
You better, anytime you see an apologetic, anytime you see a pastor in a 3-piece suit with some gaiters, the scriptures say avoid the Negro.
Right. Avoid them.
Avoid them like the plague. Watch. Read the next verse.
For they that are such serve not our Lord Jesus.
Because they don't serve the Lord Jesus Christ. Christ was a black man who loved black folks.
Right.
Period. We can prove it out the Bible. I love them who love me. The Israelites are the only ones that love Christ. What does it mean to love Christ? Keep the commandments.
Right. Bring it out.
Now, we could go precept upon precept. We can meet you in the streets, and we can show you. You understand what we saying, and we going to be justified by our words. Read.
For they that are such serve not our Lord Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
But their own bellies.
But their own bellies, read.
And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple.
That's what Paul let us know. You can't trust these fair speeching, talking Negroes.
Right.
You understand? Because they deceive. All they doing is causing confusion and trying to deceive the masses.
Right. You know what's funny about that? If they run to Paul so much and they believe this, why don't they avoid us?
Thank you.
Bring it out.
Oh, they can't. Which brings me to the next point. Let's go to 8 minutes, please. Well, you all right. I knew I sent you over here for a reason. Go ahead. Play on. 8:47, right?
8:47.
Easier and convenient to do that now than ever before. So here's another question, and this is kind of related to my who was the king. So earlier this summer, this past summer, IUIC, one of these groups, had this national campaign where they were going around to churches and interrupting service because they don't meet on Sundays; they meet on Saturday. So they got all day Sunday to harass us. So they were just going out outside of churches here all over the country, including here in Detroit, and they were interrupting the services. They would stand outside as parishioners are going into the church. They would try to stop them.
Hey, stop. This is why you got to watch slick-tongued pastors. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're liars. Here he is saying, hey, they harassed us. They harassing us. They interrupting church. But then in the next voice, he says, as they were walking in and walking out, they were talking to us. We are men of discipline. We are men of order. We're not going to disrupt nothing. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't disrupting anything. You coming out, we talking to you. You going in, we talking to you. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't disrupting those services. That's the problem with the lying Negro.
Right.
Instead of coming out and having a conversation, or having a conversation when you're coming out, or having a conversation when you're going in, you just ran into church and was hiding the whole time behind tambourines and drums, and then you sent the woman out. The woman had more testicular. Thank you. Say
fortitude.
Thank you. Thank you. She had more fortitude than you to come out and try to defend whatever gospel she thought she knew. You know what I'm saying? But where was the pastors at?
She had his balls. That's
they was all running. Oh damn. Oh damn. You right. You right. But don't sit up there and lie and make us like, oh, they're harassing us. When you say harass, that's the same word as violent. You're being violent. Nobody was being violent. Nobody pushed nobody. Nobody put hands on nobody. The church was harassing us. We was being harassed. We got the videos to prove it.
Right.
But keep playing.
They'll be trying to challenge the pastor to a debate on Sunday morning when he's going in to preach. They were really wreaking havoc all around the country.
That's a lie. Because stop right there. He said we were harassing the pastor trying to have a debate on Sunday morning. Before we even started camp, say, hey, pastor, can we sit down and have a conversation with you? If you agree, we'll go home.
Later date.
Right. If you agree, we'll go home. We ain't got to do this.
Yeah. Hey, let's hold this because he said, hey, we was going out there. We was harassing. Let's see who was violent. Give me the first one Officer Lager put up.
Yeah, bring it out.
Just play a couple of
Let's see who the harasser and the
aggressor is out here, man, in these streets.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's cool. Watch this, y'all. We exposing the Negroes in these Christian churches, man. Y'all deacons is some gangsters, bro. Deacon gangsters, bro.
Bishop Davis.
Say it again?
Bishop Otis Davis.
Did you teach your people what John 3:16 is really talking about? Hey, question for y'all. Hey, listen. Hey, come here.
That's a pastor.
Hey, Jesus and the disciples and 10 people where to go. Jesus and the disciples and 10 people.
Stop. Look what's going on. That's a pastor. This is a pastor getting held back by 5 women.
Right.
5 women. You understand? Listen, ain't no way. If I wanted to get to you.
Yeah, right. Bring it out.
It's going to take more than 5
hold
women.
I'm
praying it's going to take more than 5 women. It's going to take at least 12. 12 at least a trial. You understand? But you got 5 women holding you, trying to restrain the pastor from attacking us.
Right.
You understand? Give me the next video. That was down in Arkansas.
Arkansas, yep.
Shouts out to my Arkansas brothers, man.
Not that one.
Yeah, these is gangster. These are the real gangster disciples.
Right.
Next one. You want?
No, just the next one. Just go down the line.
Just go to the Phoenix one. All right.
Mother's Day Church Blitz.
Almost our first class of y'all here on the Sunday mission battle. And came out here to destroy the lies of Mother's Day and Christianity. You notice a bunch of sisters came out of the church with flowers in it. And that was a representation of them being worshipped by all the men in the congregation. And as we dealt with rebellious sisters out here,
stop talking to our pastor.
Grown man, you're speaking for. Let him speak.
The
sisters came to the forefront to speak.
So again, who's the aggressor? We own public property. We doing things decent in order. You know what I'm saying? But yet we met with hostility from the black woman. You know what I'm saying? Because they in there getting served like gods, and we coming in and saying, hey, no, this shouldn't be. Mother's Day, what is this? We shouldn't be doing this stuff. You shouldn't be, getting praised the way you getting praised. That ain't scriptural. Oh, stop talking to my pastor.
Right.
You ain't going to stop us getting worshiped on Mother's Day.
I am
whatever.
the prize.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you see again them being the aggressor towards us.
Mm-hmm. Hey, give me the one from New Salem. That's the one we want too.
Yep.
We just showing you who's the aggressor.
Yeah, that's the one.
When we went out there in these blitzes, man, I'm telling y'all, when I'm saying we have more guns, more violence than any hood that we preach this gospel in.
Yep.
Any hood.
We didn't preach this gospel in a lot of ghettos, a lot of projects. You understand? And I ain't never had a gun pulled on me as much as the Christian church.
Right.
Not even in the world.
It was almost every week.
Every week they was pulling straps.
And not just little ones.
Slapping the damn first lady, moving the pulpit.
Running to the church.
Running in to get the 380s and putting them in the knapsacks, bro. Every week. But play this.
From Most High in Christ, blessed Captain Jonathan. We're here in an undisclosed location, all right, keeping the feast of the Lord. Listen, about a little over a month ago, we revisited a Christian, so-called Christian church, to talk about the things going on in our community, some solutions to the problems that plague our people in those communities. After being invited to come back to have a formal dialogue with the pastor, when we did that, all right, we were met with violence.
Don't bring no shit over here. Go to Shiloh, somewhere else.
It's the Christian church. AR, 100 round gun, 100 round drum.
It's y'all say y'all want to come in peace, but y'all got weapons. Not today. This brother got a crowbar.
We have created such a hostile environment.
Fuck y'all up, nigga. That's no motherfucking question, nigga. Yo, shake this big round. You gonna fight? Bro, we ain't coming. Take what, nigga?
Have weapons. We not nobody.
Guarantee, bro. We need y'all with resistance. Y'all think they ready, but I'm ready now.
Then we got to start dealing with the people in our family
Shake your motherfucking dad.
and within our circle that we have influence with on talking to them about the nonsense. It can't be comfortable that they hide the guns and stuff in your house.
The son of a prominent pastor is shot in a violent home.
So, the hypocrisy.
The major hypocrisy.
The brother said it can't be comfortable when they hiding the guns in the house. Nigga, they was bringing the guns out to church. Threatening the prophets, bro. You understand? This is what we was met with. So when you go back to the original video. I just had to show y'all, man. I want to show you the difference because we about to get into the difference. I got to show you the difference when you pull up on us versus when you pull up on the Christian church.
Right.
Because you can pull up on us. This is what he about to say. You understand? When we pulled up on them, we was met with AR-15s, 100-round drums, violence from the black woman spearheading this thing. This is what we was met with. But go ahead, play on. Watch this.
So earlier this summer, this past summer, IUIC, one of these groups, had this national campaign where they were going around to churches and interrupting service because they don't meet on Sundays. They meet on Saturday. So they got all day Sunday to come and harass us. So they were just going outside of churches here, all over the country, including here in Detroit, and they were interrupting the services. They would stand outside as parishioners were going into the church. They would try to stop them. Do you know who you are? They'll be trying to challenge the pastor to a debate on Sunday morning when he's going in to preach. They were really wreaking havoc all around the country. So someone came up with this brilliant idea. It was me. You know what? Just like they don't have anything to do on Sunday, we ain't got nothing to do on Saturday.
Because y'all wicked.
And showed up
Right.
at their place of meeting. And
Hold on, pause. So what the brother said, we bringing this out for a reason. We showing you. Matter of fact, give me that in Ezekiel 22 about the difference between the unclean and clean.
Oh yeah,
I got it. We got to show you the difference of what you met with. You understand when you going against men of the Lord and you going against gangster disciples.
Right.
I got to show you. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 26. Her priests have violated my law.
Go ahead.
And have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and the profane.
This is what your Christian pastors are doing today. They're not putting no difference between what's holy and what's clean. You understand? What's holy and what's profane. We are putting a difference. We letting you know, listen, this is holy, that's profane. This is how you're supposed to conduct yourself. That's not how you're supposed to conduct yourself.
That's right.
Read on.
Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean.
Go ahead.
And have hid their eyes from my Sabbath.
So this is what we doing. We showing you the difference. When we went out to the churches, you seen what they did. You seen the resistance that we was met with. Yep. Now, the apologetic said we had a bright idea. Since we are being wicked as hell and we go to church on Sunday and follow our slave master, we ain't got nothing to do on Saturday on the Lord's Day but show up to their place. So let's see what happened. Cue me up my video, please. Remember, he said the brother Mike, the elder Mike, right? Okay, all right, let's see who showed up.
What is a creature? What is a creature?
Let's see who showed up in Detroit.
What is a creature, Mike? That's all I'm asking you.
Give me pause that one. Give me the other one, and we're gonna play that one next. Cause I want to show the elder Mike was there. You understand? I want to show. Yeah, that. Yeah, that's the one. Go. There you go. Let's play it.
Christian apologists. We shut IUIC. We trade down.
That's a joke. Yeah.
All right, so pause. Hold on. So they show up to our church, right?
Yep.
On a Saturday. The brothers got COVID.
Right.
Brothers
had COVID to the point where we got to shut the school down.
Right.
This is back time when the COVID. So the brothers show up to put the sign down because we worried about the congregants.
Right.
You understand? Everybody stay home. Everybody stay away from each other. Let's let this thing pass through. You understand? Just using wisdom. He show up to put the sign on the door. Guess who's standing in front of the church?
Damn.
The damn apologetics talking about they shut the school down. Damn. So when we get the call,
another lie.
Let's play on.
We ready to go.
Let's play on.
We ready to go.
Oh, that COVID-ish went out the window.
You know what time.
They thought they were going to come to our school and we going to stand there and be quiet like church mouse.
Yo, for all you apologetics, you'll come to any of our school, you're going to be dealt with, man.
They blitz turned in this.
A Christian church has taken a loss today. A Christian church has taken a loss today.
Now look at him. Now hold on.
Wait a minute. I thought they shut us down.
I thought they shut us down.
We still ready to go. You could put up 3-4 more teachers. Let's go some more.
But listen, did you see any violence?
No, sir.
No violence.
Did you see any weapons?
No, sir.
No
What'd you
weapons.
see?
The
You seen the Bible.
The Bible.
You seen the Bible and brothers teaching. Play me the next video.
Hey, them brothers was sitting at home in uniform.
Them brothers is sitting at home, bro. You know when you got to shut the school down, bro.
You already feeling a certain type of way.
Come up on you, bro, and you get the call, your phone ringing. Man, why this officer calling me, man?
I'm already
What's up, officer?
You know I can't do nothing right now, man.
Hey, yo, they at the school.
Hey, they at the who at the school?
The apologetics is at the school.
Already dressed. Be there in 10.
I'm already dressed.
I see you there in a minute.
See you there.
I'm leaving right now. I'm leaving right now.
Quick. Play the next video.
What is a creature? What is a creature, Mike? That's all I'm asking you.
Well, a create. Hold on.
That's what they meant.
Creature? Go ahead.
You don't know the language.
Oh, God. You got to go back to the language. This is the point. Now, when you come to us, you don't dictate to us. The firstborn of every creature. A creature is something that was created. If Christ is the firstborn of every creature, that means he's a creation. That's pure English.
Look at it. That's the walk. Hold on, pause.
That's the walk of shame.
That's the walk of shame. That's the walk of shame. When you come to our church, when you get this, when you get this idea, the spirit come up on you, let's go to IUIC's church on Saturday.
Right.
That's what you're going to be met with.
Hey.
You're going to be met with the Bible.
And we not going to stop.
And we not going to stop.
Did they do that again?
Huh?
Did they show back up?
They didn't show up.
They ain't showed
Not
back up.
another.
Hey, you know, it's dangerous coming to the school because now you got black shirts sitting in there ready to come outside.
Yeah, bro. Not another. They ain't do it nowhere else.
That was a bad idea right
That
there.
was a bad idea. That was a setup. You got to evaluate your friends. You understand? Go back to the video, bro.
Oh, man.
What we showing you, we showing you the difference. When we come up to your church, all the pastor had to do was come outside with the Bible.
Right.
Yep.
And explain why you go to church on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Explain why you don't have to eat, why you can eat pork, why you can eat shrimp. Explain why you can keep Christmas. The reason why you get violent is because you can't explain these things.
Right.
Listen, I felt like that when I first came into the truth. You know, we didn't know nothing. I huddled all my family up. I got to tell y'all this word. I wrote all the precepts down. I had them all circled. If he say this, I'm going to branch this off and I'm going to bring this out. Man, I got in front of my family, bro, and forgot everything.
Yep.
Had the whole paper and everything. You know what I resorted to?
Y'all stupid
I was
anyway.
mad as hell. Bad and violent as hell. Man, y'all know what y'all talking about.
Yep.
Because I couldn't explain nothing.
Yep.
You understand? That's what the pastors is experiencing right now.
It's a child mindset.
It's
you know when you a kid and you getting got off on, zoning on, and you ain't got
no comeback.
What
Can't
you
whoop me though.
Can't whoop me though.
Can't whoop me though.
Put them hands up. It's the same way.
It's the same way. That's what we met with. You understand? Now, hold on. We want to bring this last point out. Go back to that, the pathetic apologetic. Go back to him right quick. All right, press play. Watch this. Okay.
While we got a second, IUIC TV, make sure you subscribe. Also, IUIC Kansas City on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment. You know what I'm saying? Let's boost this thing up. Ready?
Yep.
Go ahead.
They were really wreaking havoc all around the country. So someone came up with this brilliant idea.
It was me.
You know what? Just like they don't have anything.
So they was the dummies that came up with the idea.
We ain't got nothing to do on Saturday. So we went and showed up at their place of meeting. And
half the people clapping in the audience. I don't think this is a good idea.
It was hilarious. Anyway, at one point in the discussion, okay, first of all, the discussion was very dysfunctional, which is intentional by them. They really don't want to let you get a word in because they don't want to look bad. They don't want to be proven wrong. So it's a hot mess of the discussion, but at one point they finally let us talk. And so we were kind of mocking them by mimicking the way that they talk and the way that they present information. And so they go, their go-to passage is Deuteronomy 28. So they went to their go-to passage. That's the dice dance for them. And so they're trying to, talking about the passage. And Mike is our spokesperson this thing.
Hey, Mike was there and got cut the hell up.
And so they point out that, it doesn't just say that they go, who was starting off with change? It also says, you and your king. So Mike asked the question, who was king? To which we all started chanting, who is king? The guy, clearly hasn't thought about this before because he's, standing here with a microphone looking at the passage it does say king. And he turns up and he goes, the white man! They don't think white people can actually be Israelites.
So now, they try to, give me Deuteronomy 28:36, please. Hey, cue me up the Deuteronomy 28 project, please.
Deuteronomy chapter 20.
Now they trying to, let me preface it. Now they trying to say, hey, we brought out Deuteronomy. They knew where we was going. We got them in the bag. They're going to bring out Deuteronomy 28. We're going to go to verse 36. And verse 36 makes mention of a king going into captivity. Now watch this. Read this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone.
Okay, So now, when you examine this verse, this happened multiple times.
Right.
Because we don't have time today. When you keep watching the video, the dude says, well, who's the king? Well, Zedekiah.
Right.
Zedekiah is the king. Okay. And 2 Kings 24, well, our king did go into captivity.
Right.
You understand? Under the Assyrians, what was his name? King Hoshea, he went into captivity under the Assyrians.
Right.
You can read that.
Mm-hmm.
But remember something. Give me verse 46, please. Something that they missing now. Go ahead.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
The law said, Deuteronomy 28:46 said, when you read Deuteronomy 28:36 about our king going to captivity, that's going to happen multiple times.
Right.
It's going to be up on us for a sign and a wonder. You're not going to be able to forget this. So when we go into that last captivity, we were going to have kings over us that's going to go into captivity.
Right.
Not talking about thousands of years before.
Right.
You understand? Because even when you read the besieged scripture, verse 52,
right,
that happened during that same time period.
Yeah. Right.
And it happened again under Rome.
Yep.
You understand? So these curses happen over and over again. You got the Deuteronomy 28. I posted the one that I wanted.
No, it wasn't posted.
You got verse 36?
Yeah, he got it up.
You got it, right? All right, verse 36 is 2 minutes now. Don't let me down now. I don't think this is it. Was it Deacon Isaac?
Mm-hmm. It was.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 36.
My man.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. During the transatlantic slave trade, many African kings were brought over to the Western Hemisphere to serve slavery. Many native caciques were also sold into slavery as well. Both represent the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom of Israel. Before finding himself as a slave, working hours on end and living in hard conditions on the frontier plantation in Jamaica, Taki was a Fanti king from the Gold Coast, now modern-day Ghana. In 1759, after years of toiling and suffering on the plantations, Taki and his allies, Yaw, Sobadu, and Kwarteng, who were also of Ghanaian descent, escaped into a cave far beyond their plantations to plan a rebellion. They escaped during the day when everyone was occupied with work, or at night and returning before daybreak. With full support from Queen Nani, who was also of Ghanaian descent, Taki's plan was to defeat the British and all slave masters and create a Jamaica as a separate and independent black colony. Unfortunately, he failed. He was captured and hung and burnt alive.
So that was one of the kings that went into captivity, King Taki. All right? Now watch this. I'm going to show you something because the brother tried to say, well, they never served Yah. You understand? Nah, they was using the Apocrypha to go against the French. But I'm going to show you something. Let's go into the history books. I'm going to show you something else. Give me that other book that I posted. Yeah, the cartography, the history of it. Put the cover page up. Okay, yep. Put that up there right quick. I'm going to show you something. Let's go into the history. Go ahead, read that, officer. You got it?
History of Cartography, edited by R.A. Skelton.
All right, go to the page that I want. Now watch this thing, bro.
It says the ancient culture of Mexico, inherited by the Aztecs from their Maya and Toti predecessors, was highly developed by the time the Spaniards arrived there.
So the Mayans, our Native American brothers and sisters, the Aztecs, had a civilized nation before they even arrived. The Spaniards arrived.
A whole irrigation system.
And I have, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got other pictures showing, we gonna pull it out. We got other pictures showing they were meeting them, where they met them on the boats. You understand? But go ahead, read on. Watch this. Go ahead. Maps
were drawn with facility and such accuracy that they could be used with confidence by travelers.
So they had mapped. They had the whole land mapped out. Now watch this, Rick.
In 1520, Hernan Cortez, reporting on an interview with Montezuma to the Emperor Charles V, described how he asked Montezuma about harbors for ships along the coast.
I want you to pause right there right quick. So here you go. You got Hernan Cortez, right? He's describing to the king how he talked to Montezuma about these maps about harbor ships. Now watch how Hernan Cortez describes Montezuma. Go ahead.
The coast of the king sent him a chart of the whole coast painted on the cloth.
You got to read it. You skipped something. Read right there.
Reporting on interview with Montezuma to Emperor Charles V.
Watch this.
Described how he asked Montezuma about harbors for ships along the coast, and the king sent him a chart of the whole coast.
What did he describe Montezuma as?
A king.
A king.
Right.
Montezuma was a king of the Aztecs. And the king sent him a map of the whole coast. Read.
A chart of the whole coast painted on cloth. These maps were drawn or painted on material woven from agave fiber. Some are on fig bark paper, and few on prepared skins. Later in 1526, the envoys of Tabasco and Exlongo, I don't know how to say that, drew for Cortez a figure of the whole land, whereby I calculated that I could very well go over the great part of it. In fact, it extended almost to Panama and guided him on his difficult journey into Honduras.
Okay, now pause right there, because we might not comprehend what we just read. When Hernan Cortez went to Montezuma, who he described as a king, and asked him about these harbors, King Montezuma sent him a map. When he gets these maps, he realizes, wait a minute, I'm in Panama.
Right.
And this thing connects all the way up to what we know now is the United States of America. This is in the books. Amazing.
And you know what he was thinking? He was thinking the whole time, how are we going to attack?
How are we going to attack? You understand? And now we know. Now we know we ain't got to get back on no boats no more, fellas. It's all land from here.
Right.
Who did he get it from? King Montezuma.
Right.
Who was a king who was taken into captivity. You understand? And you can't say that they weren't serving Yahweh. Right. You can't say that they weren't serving the commandments. They found pyramids.
Right.
Can you pull up some Aztec pyramids for me? I know I'm throwing you a curveball, bro. The
Lost Luna Stone.
The Lost Luna Stone they found with the 10 Commandments engraved in them.
Right. In Hebrew.
So what are these apologetics talking about, bro? When they ask us to explain, now we need your explanation.
You're on
now. You understand? This is the pathetic, and these brothers is pathetic, bro.
Pathetic.
Go ahead. You got it up there? Put it up there right quick. Ministers will say, look, these are the pyramids that they found in Central America.
Man, there's tons of them.
Tons of them.
Some of them they ain't even found.
Mexico.
Yeah.
You understand? Mexico City was Aztecs' the capital.
And they had little ones too. Like they got big ones like you see on the screen, but they had like little ones. Like I got a picture in front of a little one. You know what I'm saying? Like they had them all around. It wasn't just like super big ones. It was like little ones. You know what I'm saying?
And why would they be building these things?
Right.
You understand? At the same time they building these pyramids, give me that in the Maccabees, where the Jews, the southern kingdom, we was building the same damn pyramids. Go ahead. You got it? Yes. Let me help you find it. I got you, bro. 13:27. You got it?
I believe so. Yep. 13:28.
First Maccabees chapter 13 and verse 28. Moreover, he set up 7 pyramids, one against another, for his father and his mother and his 4 brethren. And in these he made cunning devices, about the which he set great pillars, and upon the pillars He made all their armor for a perpetual memory.
So this is what Southern Kingdom was doing simultaneously. What Northern Kingdom was doing on the other side of the world.
Right.
This is history. You understand? So don't come talking about, hey, we don't know Deuteronomy 28:36. You're going to have to come better than that.
Right.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. You understand? But we can prove who we are in these last days. And this is why the Lord said, man, rejoice. We should rejoice in this thing, man. Even though, hey, we know what's coming. We prophesying about this destruction coming to us, but it still make my teeth white, man. It still make me happy. I'm still get excited when I can read these books and it's telling me my history. It's telling me that when I filter through this Bible, hey, listen, your kings is going to go into captivity. I'm reading the history of our kings going into captivity.
Right.
We can read now, boss.
Right.
They messed up, bro. And now, you know, all praises to the Most High. We give all glory to the Father. You understand? We shutting these urban apologetics down. And the fact that they got to call you urban apologetics is very disrespectful.
You can't just
because
be an
apologetic.
apologetic.
Mark Reiser ran up. He came up on the Sabbath and he got an earful.
Shut your white mouth.
He had to shut his white mouth. Couldn't say nothing. You understand? He can't say nothing, man. And but he describes you as urban.
Still got a white overseer.
Still a separation.
You understand? Like Jay-Z said, you still nigga.
Still a nigga.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show.
That's all, folks.
That's our show, man. All praise to the Most High. It's been another episode, the saying of the SEERS.
All praise to the Most High.
You got some closing remarks?
Longer story.
You got Longer Story Part 3, the trilogy.
Keep the commandments and live.
Keep the commandments and live. All praise to the Most High. Jordan, see what you got? Hey, if the church asks you for some W-2s,
run.
Straight up.
Stop listening to these lying churches.
Right.
That's a setup, bro.
What you got?
Set up, bro. Listen, come out of these doctrines of these white churches. Even if they black church, they a white church.
Right.
Come out of these lies, bro. Come learn who you are.
That's right.
I'm glad you said that, man. Even though it's an all-black church, it's a reason why it's an all-black church. We read earlier the history on it. They didn't want to be associated with you. So even though you learning the Christian doctrine, you was able to learn, guess what? They had a separate hut that you had to learn from. And that hut is still in effect today.
Right.
You understand? I wish you would walk up in a all-white church. See how uncomfortable you are. You understand?
Yep.
They gonna make you feel like, bro, listen, bro, this is not, especially if you ain't got deep pockets.
Right.
This is not the place for you, son.
Especially when you hear that choir. That choir ain't gonna.
Exactly. Shit, when you hear the choir, if you don't get up when you hear the choir, something wrong.
Man.
Something wrong. Something wrong with it. But you should get up out of there anyway. You know what I'm saying? All praise to the Most High, y'all. I'm Officer Hareb. I got Officer
Lagabois.
Officer Abishai.
Officer
Lycan. All praise to the Most High. Shout out to the IT team. Officer Ariel, all right. Shout out to Soldier Yan. All praises. The brother been working hard on the Zoom. And ain't nobody zooming in.
Nobody's okay.
Came early, you, bro, man. Hey, next week we gonna have a Zoom call. I'm telling
somebody
you,
gonna zoom in.
I got to tell. We gonna have a Zoom call.
Right.
Somebody gonna
zoom in, man. Shouts out to the cameraman. Hey, Soldier David, brother, getting better. All praises. Shouts out to our reader. All praises. That brother on point. Hey, you got the script? Never mind.
Damn.
All praise to the Most High. Hey, I got him, bro. I caught him.
Got him.
With that said, hey, shalom. Most High in Christ bless.
Shalom. Most High in Christ bless.
You got to be ready, bro.
Yo, we go the distance. Across the waters, teach our people. This is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide. This is redemption. Yeah. This is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance. Across the waters, teach our people. This is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide. This is redemption. Yeah. This is redemption. This is redemption. We on our way, Sierra Leone. I'm on a flight. How about the plane? What is you saying? Israel unite. Think it's a game. Now we ain't playing. We here to fight. Can't run away, cause we've been called, this is our plight. Got the kingdom in sight. Pack on my Bible to build up disciples, the acts of the apostle, we back. Choosing the ministry over necessity, we got our people on track. Passport, nah, I need a new one. Ain't got no more room to stamp.